Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US daily stocks for Thursday the 28th of October, and just starting with the NASDAQ here, so we've got a bit of an idea of what we're looking at here. So from this wave 4 low down through here, we're looking at 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4, and then going up for wave 5 of 3 here, then 4 and then 5. So in the bigger picture, if we look at this on the daily chart, just to get a bit of perspective on this, that means that from this low here, we're looking at 5 waves to the upside here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, the question will be that do we put wave 1 here, wave 5 there, or do we look at all this particular move here as wave 1 and then coming back for wave 2? That's the question that needs to be resolved. When I look at the other side of the market, we don't normally look there very much, but the banking sector. So we've been looking at the banking sector, as you know, just the local banks. So we've had wave 4 here. We've gone up for wave 1, nice little 5 waves here, and then back for wave 2, then 1 and 2 here, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, fourth wave, fifth wave for the third, fourth and fifth. That will take us up to the top here. Now I've got this as a wave 3 up here, but that could also be a top there as well. So the question also remains here as well, which I need to sort of figure out, is that, do we have 5 waves up to here, and then we have a wave 4 back, and then we have a wave 5, and that wave 4 back here will be the wave 1 and 2 on the other, on the indices at that point. But in the meantime here, as you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2, and then up to 3 here, 4 here. So it's going to keep us bullish into Christmas anyway. So that's kind of one problem solved. When we get to the top, we'll just figure that out. We'll keep an eye on how this corrects at that point. But yeah, just to sort of look at this run here of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, because it's very similar to what's happening in the current market here, coming up from this low here. The time that this finishes, it's 5 waves up. Then we'll see where the banks are at that stage as well. Okay, so just a quick look at the NASDAQ and the other side for a change, and back to our normal half a dozen stocks. So tech stocks. So Amazon here. I've just sort of making assumptions here and assume that we've got wave 4 in place. Wave 4 could actually go over here as well. We do have a nice 5 wave move here for that, but I'll just keep it conservative for the time being. And I still don't have a nice impulse wave off the low here. That's what we're looking at here. We'd probably need to look at this as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, but we still, the reality is that that's in 3 waves. So what we really need to do is we need to take out that top there, and then that will help us confirm that we're actually going to the upside. We're getting there, but it's not there yet, so just be a little bit mindful of that. Okay, into 100 ticks here. So this is the way I've been counting it. I've got wave 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, and then I've also got wave 1 and 2 here, because otherwise I end up with overlapping wave structures within all of this. So we're looking for a high yesterday. If you haven't gone high there, we can put it up to there, but we'll just stay there with it because it's kind of good. This little move here, I suppose we could look at that as 5 waves to that point. This move here is not finished, or we could look at it as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'll need to have a look at that on the 10-tick chart, but as it stands at the moment, we'll best to put a stop in here. So we'll just get that first trade to break even, and we'll just put that stop there for that one, and I'll just double check on this for a moment. It's under the 61.8%, so that's good. I just want to have a look at 10 ticks here. Just want to have a look at that resolve there. Yeah, we'll look at that as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. This hasn't sort of finished very well here, has it? It's a bit odd looking at this point. We may end up with an expanded flat here, so that means that would end up with 5 waves down into this point here and then moving up at that stage. We don't have support on the 34 yet, and that's really what we're looking for. And also too, while we're here, 34 is the minor level. We have group 1 above and group 2 below here. So that's our swing range for that particular price point. And if we get support on top of the 30 here, the 3,430, then we know that we'll be leaving this number and we'll be moving up higher at that point, but we don't have that just yet. Alrighty, so we'll give that some time. Google's moved up nicely, so obviously we're coming into the 3,000 area through here, and yeah, so you know it's not going to go very far here. Do you know what I mean? We're going to spend a fair bit of time here. This will be sold off from profit taking, and the value buyers will come in and push it up, but yeah, we're not going anywhere for a while. And this count here too is kind of in line with the banks as well, and also the NASDAQ as well, so it's kind of all in that wave 1, 2 coming up into the top of the third wave, so to speak. So yeah, I'm quite comfortable with this particular move here. It's just the tick chart, but yeah. Alrighty, Apple, as I mentioned yesterday, we've got to get that 150 as the support. It's the medium level, halfway between two major levels, which would be $100 and $200. So yeah, it's not support yet, is it? And it's also sort of, it's got that double resistance there really, because from that high to that low, it's also the 50-60% retracement level. Makes a nice little head and shoulders here as well. It's only really up here in 3 waves so far, so you know, it's possible that we could come down into wave 4. We never really pulled back to our retracement level, but yeah, no, we'll give it some time, and it looks corrective here, so we should end up pushing up. We did have a nice little push up yesterday that would have, you know, soaked up some of the supply, put a hole in a little hole in the bag, so to speak. But yeah, more to come on that side. So let's just go in and have a look at the intraday move here. So let me just get in some more data. There's a couple of things we need to speak about here. We've got, so we're looking at this as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here. And then the third wave up, we have a couple of positions here. We have a stop here. We have another position here. We're looking to build on top of the 150 as well here. This, we're basically in this wave 4 here. We've got this ABC pattern here for this. Now I was thinking this could be counted as 1 and back for 2 here, and then 3, 4 and 5. I could be wrong about this. We could still be, I've got this blue wave 4 here over here as well. So this could get a little uglier here. Once again though, I need to point out that just to get perspective on this, the medium level, the 150, and then we've got group 1 above and we've got group 2 below here. That's the swing range, and I always say it's important not to make any really major decisions in here unless the correction that you're looking at has matured and you really understand what it's doing. So I don't fully understand what it's doing, so I'm not going to do anything sort of drastic at this point. This is the space that I just, you know, when a market arrives to this point, this is the space, group 1 and group 2 here, just to leave the market, just leave it be. This is this is a really emotional, big numbers are emotional. There's big orders going in, big orders going out. There's a lot of, vibration here, and it's just best to leave it for the time being. So I don't know if we're still in this wave 4 here, and this is some sort of A wave, B wave, and some other thing going on here. Or we've got a top in here for wave 4 and we're going into another correction here. So that's the other point here. So we could actually have wave 5 here of 3 in play, and then wave 4 here. So there's a few things that can be, thought about here, but I don't have any answers just yet for this. All I know is that we'll either come down here in 5 waves, or we'll push up here as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, and then push up into 3, 4, 5, and then we'll build a case over here for this. So nothing to do here just yet, and also too, this stop is a little bit flexible, so I'm not going to get stopped out here. Do you know what I mean? I'll wait for that 5 waves to come down, so we're just keeping that out of the way. It's not important at the moment. The market's not crashing or doing anything. People talk about the market dropping for the day and it's a crash, and it's just silly. It's just absolutely silly. So yeah, that's where we are with Apple. We're just in that, this is also too, this is, Richard Wyckoff's work. This would all be, the accumulation phase across here. It's going to produce a really nice, next move to the upside. So we just got to capture that, that's all. And we're doing that. We've got positions kind of evenly spaced, from, the 140 sort of area upwards. So yeah, all going quite well here. Let's move along a little bit. So Square, I'll just keep coming back to my problem here for a while, because wave 3 here as an A and a B and a C was pretty perfect. And the size of that means if that's this degree of structure, it means that this one here should be bigger than this one, and this move down through here is not big enough. And I wonder if we've got some sort of W here, X here, and Y to come down here further for all of this. Now obviously I'm not because it's too small, but at the same, I can't look at this as wave 1 here and wave 2 here, because I don't have a zigzag structure for wave 2 in that case, of 5-3-5 structure. So, but anyway, I'm just going to, I can see the different patterns, which is correct. I'm not sure, but I'm just going to chill. And once again, we're at the midpoint here, well, the 250, the medium level, halfway between 2 major levels, and the market's trying to find support, and it may end up coming down. That's the 61.8%. It can come down to that point. If that becomes the retested resistance here, then we'll come down further at that point. So I'm just going to allow that dance to go on here, because really we've got the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and we should be able to see an ABC, but it should stay from that low to that high. It should stay in that 61.8% roughly retracement level into the 240 sort of area. So I'm not going to we don't need to do anything just yet. We know the overall market is bullish for the banks. Obviously, Square is a little bit unusual in the banking sector to a point, and but anyway, we'll just give it a bit of time here. I won't go to the intraday today, but it is obviously testing the 250 and can drop into the 240 area. Let's just see what that looks like once it occurs. And Facebook. So, it's not in the trend with other markets at the moment. It hasn't really sort of fully recovered. It's having a bit of social media, honesty problems, so yeah, whatever all that is about, I'm not up to date with all of that. But as I mentioned here before, we definitely had 3 waves up here. So we've just really been waiting. We knew that we'd have a new low below here, so we're just doing our best to count from B to C here in 5 waves. It may even become more of a bear market, I don't know, but if I go from wave B to wave C here and we count 5 waves down, well then anything below that 5 waves, then it would be more bearish at that point. So we'll just chill, and this market's not going to go very far, so if you're holding this market long, then just continue to do so. We don't need to panic until we've got from B to C here, and there's 5 waves in that structure, and we're going to move beyond that. The other point too is that this number is going to hold the market here for quite some time, so there is good support, and people will see it as opportunity, and it's inefficiency in the market at the moment because it will just catch up and move up, but not all the markets move together. So anyway, let's just go in and check where we are with this. So from that wave B, we'll just get in a bit more data here just so you can see. So from the top here, we've got this as an A and a B. And then we're just looking for 5 waves down. We've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So we were down here. We were looking for a retracement. It came quite high, spikiness. I mean, I'd probably just ignore the spike and put that there where it belongs. But anyway, we'll pop it there. It doesn't really matter. But this point here, yesterday we were looking down at 1 here and 2 here, and I think we would down here we had 3, we're looking for 4. So we've got wave 4 in play now, and it may travel more sideways and be a little bit uglier or whatever, but otherwise down for 1 here, some sort of ABC for 2 and 3, 4, 5. So we're heading down for wave 5 of 3, and then we'll still need wave 4, and then down for wave 5. So it's going to get really bouncy around here, so the wave count can get a bit skewed. This may also drop down to 280 as well. We don't know that just yet. That's the next important level below group 1 here, so put that there. We'll just see how this progresses. We just have to see. Anyway, maybe 290 or something, who knows, but something in this something in this vein here for this, something like this. Anyway, we'll track that 5 waves down here, and then we can look at the first impulse wave, and then we can start buying at that point. We'll just do our stuff. But anyway, it's not finished. That's the main takeaway here for Facebook and Tesla. So I'm not fully satisfied with this situation down here, but all I need to do at this stage is from this low is just count 5 waves. Now I've got 1 and 2 here, and as you can see I've got orange wave 1 here and 2 here as well, but don't worry about that. I still need to resolve all of that. But the most important thing is from that point and looking for 5 waves to move up. So we've still got a long way to go at this point. So if I have to use this wave 1 and 2 over here, then there'll be an extra little wave over here for that. But all said and done here, there's a long way to go. 1 is the strongest number in the market. We're going to see this market being pulled back to this number a lot because a lot of buyers would be wanting to buy at that number rather than 100 and so on. So there's a lot going on here, but this trend is not finished. But in a funny way, it's also in line with the banks as well, where the banks are not quite, but they seem to be all, they're kind of in these third waves here, either this one or this one, depending. So they kind of got a lot of trend under their belt already, like the banks, and this one has as well. But it still has a long way to go. So I'm not going to go to the intraday here, and I won't go to the intraday until we've got about sort of 5 bars there at least, and then I'll sort it out. But we're at the top of the third. We're in the 4th wave here. The 4th wave could be a little bit complicated. It should spend a few days there and then pushing off up into the 1200 area at that point. But that's sort of where it is. So Tesla shares doing really well, and we'll continue. We just got to see how this market is held by this magnet, this number one here. So we'll just see how long that's going to take. But either way, yeah, just hold steady. Alrighty, well, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.